As a local historian, I'm very interested in the town of King's Lynn and particularly its maritime history. After I retired from teaching, I became very interested in the history of King's Lynn itself. As a result of this, we formed a committee to start the restoration to save this last little remaining yard in the town, to turn it into a museum as a permanent record of this very important fishing community. The museum is full of memorabilia, photographs, objects, all of which have been given to us by North End fishing families. The Lehman family go back to the year 1212 in the town and are still fishing in an unbroken line. Although the man is only 32 on the photograph, he looks at least 70. 6 years after the photograph for the daguerreotype was taken in 1862, he drowned in the upsetting of a boat, his death certificate says, in the river. None of the fishermen could swim. It was traditional that they didn't learn to swim. The fishermen always thought it prolonged the agony, that they would drown quicker if they couldn't swim, whereas they would struggle on and still drown at the end of the day. Well, life in the cottages wasn't as cosy as it might appear. If you think each of those 2 cottages has only one room above the other, and families with up to 9 children would be living in there, and it's even possible that they had lodgers living in as well. Many of the tiny cottages were in multifamily occupation, and I don't know that you'd think they were cosy when you saw the cold stone floors and the fact that there was no water, no lavatories, no kitchens, no bathrooms. All the washing was done outside the door, including washing themselves. Very sparsely furnished as well. It was mainly the women that were more religious than the men. If a boat was late coming in, the women would go and kneel and pray on the landing stage in the hope that their husbands would come home safely. Although they were very poor, they were very, very close. About 4 or 5 years ago, we actually managed to form the fishermen into a cooperative, which means that at long last they're able to speak with one voice. The Fishermen's Co-op meets here at Truesyard on a regular basis, and through the co-op we can negotiate as a body, where previously it would have been 30, 40, 50 different fishermen, all with different views and opinions. I think the North Enders themselves are a unique breed of people. They are totally different from the rest of the people in the town and lived separately too. Once a month we go out and collect as many of the old North End people as we can from nursing homes and old people's homes, and we bring them in for a cup of tea. Most of them are blind and deaf and very frail, nearly all of them in their 90s now, and we feel here that the oral history of the North End is very important. So each time they come we try and cover a different topic. I think they've come to trust us because we're not paid and we're not here to make anything out of them. But Jasper, how long were you in the Navy?
18 months.
18 months altogether?
6 months of the war, and a year before I got demobbed.
I can't think of any other way of spending my time or anything that would be of any more value than what we're doing here. To me it's just so important, and I think the community themselves feel this, because this whole museum is really a community museum. It was a response to a need that there was in the town, and I just can't imagine doing anything else.